Hello and welcome. It is that of Friday, the 6th day of September 2019. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. Like always, all bets, trades of the like within each its own risk and their own reward. Price action remaining within these Fibonacci lines and moving higher from the lows that has had many occurrences of support and very few at the upper end. If it's able to establish much further, well into the 11,000s, then we'll look to be having, I suppose, a fourth test of the higher area, with the first one coming at the high, then again in the second week of July, and after the first week of August, coming relatively close when it was at 12,000 before. Most of the stuff I'm going to cover today will be the dominance, however, but I do want to go over what's going on with Bitcoin. I'm going to go to Bitcoin dominance, look at coin market cap, then basically look at dominance of all the top coins on the market. And within that, we can see after a couple days of going sideways after this move of getting out from the last test of all of these key lower end support areas, I guess this would be test number 5, then it is doing very well within this 18 highs as it made a high above it. And then the last 2 days just consolidating within that area. Today, of course, is looking like excitation of that area. Coming through, how high this is able to get, well, time, of course, can only tell amongst that. I'm going to change this up to the Binance code against the tether and that of looking on the shorter term time frame. And I do notice there's a $30-$40 difference right now in price, which I'm just noticing for the first time. This is 10,888, 10,879, where we got these other Bitcoins in at 10,928 or 10,920. So I don't know what's going on within this, but the Tether is having a small differential right now within the actual price. But everything else is practically pretty much going to be looking the same as long as there's no major things happening within the Tether. Within this, we can see on the 3 hour term, after one, two, three hits of this area of resistance, it's now pretty much above these areas, in at this area. I do like how it's holding and staying and maintaining itself above this 18, getting above this little more of a heavier resistance area, which came in around 10,000 2/3 or 10,655. And yeah, this period here, breaking out above it, this is holding it. So we're only 20 minutes into it. So let's take a look at this on the single hour. And this thing started at 7 o'clock. It got going earlier on. This was, I don't know how legit this move is, if this was just within the exchange or if this actually happened within Bitcoin yesterday at 3 o'clock. I don't, let me just quickly see here. No, it was just a tether thing on. So somebody wanted to buy pretty big on Binance. That's of with a lot of those tethers. So I can't count this as a key level of resistance, but it does tell me that somebody wanted to buy it pretty big because the uh, the amount of volume here, 3,000 or yeah 3.736. That would be 3,000 bitcoins, or yeah, I believe, or $3,000. No, it can't be $3,000. That's nothing. Yeah. So okay, interesting. And on the 15-minute time, getting going at about 7 on that exact time frame. So holding in there pretty good. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. Right now, up a 0.5% for the day at 0.47. And getting out above the 18 average of high September 2nd. And just continuing to grind its way up. But before I was talking about getting above this level of resistance, well, it has, and it's most certainly a clear break now. This high came in at around 72.5, and now we're above 73.5. And this run has been going on for quite some time, pretty much since the April 1st rallies, or April 7th, whatever in that time frame. But I guess you can call a bottom here at April 1st. And there has been several legs higher. Well, we're working on a fourth, or fifth, depending on how you want to look at it. There's one in here. You can call this a leg higher. I suppose that's why it could be an extra one. Maybe this is a leg, this is a leg, and then wherever the top happens to be amongst this one. This will keep going until it won't, of course, and trend lines will work until they will not. And as I look for the 18, it's got to show me a failure within it. So whenever it comes in, establishes support, that makes it huge on any break, but it didn't break this one. and this one came through. It never did break down below this one. And that's, of course, when it's falling down below the 18 average of lows. When markets are in breakout stage, which this is, then you're going to be well extended from the 18 highs that's rising, and that's exactly the case here. Always going to be looking for coming back to areas where you came from. This is obviously it's a range area in here, coming from this to this high to this more level. So that would be like 71 and a half to in here. All those different little key areas that at minimum must break before you can consider talking about this thing going to a new low. As markets go up, markets go down. And of course, the altcoins have been going down, and it's gonna it can't keep going up, but that is unless, of course, Bitcoin is good and everything else pretty much is really bad. And I don't see that being the case. But you know what? The market will continue doing what it does. Let's take a look at coin market cap. And we can see Bitcoin has a market cap of 195.2 billion. And Ethereum is in at number 2 at 19 billion. That's 10 times lower. Historically, back in 2017, 2018, and even earlier this year, 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 8 times lower. Well, 8 times was just a little while, but yeah, 4 or 5 times differential. Bitcoin has never been in major problems or concern for losing their number one status at any short-term given moment, but in the past it was. For if I go to Wayback Machine or archive.org/web, I can go to coinmarketcap.com and I can see what this page used to look like back in the day. It will load it up, and we'll go to 2017 and take a look at what it looked like. We've got all of these years here on the left-hand side, and you can click on any of these dates. Let me just click on 2017. And you can go to look at a whole bunch of past web pages. This is what's cool about the internet, all the screenshots that they save. So if we go in here and say take a look at say something like June the 14th, and this is when altcoins were doing really well, and Bitcoin or the altcoin was toppy or bottomy, I guess, for the last chart that I shown. A lot of times with this, sometimes it just won't load. I have to push reload. I don't know if this is going to be the case again, but this can take a while for these ones to load, it seems on my end. I was looking at these a little bit during yesterday, and there we have it. So this one was got really close on this day. 45 units to 36. So that was like 1.9. I guess it got relatively close here. But if I take this number divided by this, I'm going to get like 1.3 or something. And now it's over 10, but yeah, 1.25. And on the chart, the Ethereum market cap dominance right now has been in a major downtrend. XRP has had a wild chart for its run. Its dominance is also obviously in a downtrend as well, over 12% earlier in the start of the year. And now it's at 4. Basically at levels not seen since December of 2017. But even in here, this thing was in a massive downtrend from this high, and then that high as well. But from the May highs down to these December lows, well, this low is much higher than this low that's way down. And this high is much higher than this high that we just fell from. And of course, this high is lower than this one, and this low is higher than this one. So interesting chart to say the least. I gotta go ahead and take a browser at what. Let me just take a look on the daily. I want to get one of the best days. What did it look like as far as Ripple and Bitcoin, say, on May the 16th, 2016? Let's go back to the archives. So I'm going to go push the back button to where it came from. I could push into 2016 this way, although that would be another way that I could push it. And here, okay, there we go. Now it's coming back. So middle of May 2016 is what I'm looking for, and I guess we'll do May 16th here. We'll take a look at that snapshot. And now not every day's got a snapshot. We can see 8, 9, 10 of August doesn't. Many days in October didn't, as well as September. But into December, things were starting to get wild, so there's a snapshot in every single day here. Ripple was in at 11, 30-cent coin, but the differential at that point was a little under 3 to 1. Okay, let's move on. Number 4 on the dominance list is Bitcoin Cash. It's in at 2%, also down from these highs as well. This is LITECOIN Cash. I'm going to have to do one of these things to adjust it so we can see it a little bit better, but obviously it's at 1.6% from this high in here. And it's been choppy back and forth, obviously. Many hits near the between 3% and a little higher. And support has come in at 1.8% all the way down to a little over 1 and a third. Well, right now we're in that lower end range at 1.6. Next up is actually Tether, but I'm not going to count that one. I'm going to want to actually do cryptos itself. But Binance Coin is in at number 7 at 0.06%, now up to 1.33. So this one has been making its way up. It's been going sideways for this run in here, but that could be a huge show of strength when you're grading it against the curve, given, of course, all these other ones have been in major downtrends. Case in point, EOS, which is the next one, and it's now down to 1.17%. It was at 3 not that long ago. Not that long ago was the start of June, which is June, July, August, a little over 3 months. But where we came from, well, it was a lot even higher before. It was like close to 4.49% back in the spring of 2018. And then it was a lot lower back in the late parts of 2017 as it was just sailing on that run. Next up is Bitcoin SV, which is the previous fork of Bitcoin Cash. And it's at 0.92%. A lot of exchanges, you really can't trade this too many spots. It's well, Bitfinex you can, Bittrex, Huobi, and I do have an account on Huobi, but I've never ever touched any of this before. Monero is next, and this thing has came a long way from these 2015 lows, and it had a lot of this resistance starting in the August of 2016, again in April of 17, August of 2017, and near it with the March 2018. But it's been down a little bit, of course, like all the other ones over the last many months and into this year. The next one is Lumen, ranked number 11th at 0.45%, which was also known by Stellar. This is Cardano, or ADA, number 12 on the market cap, down to 0.43%, also in a very big downtrend. And at number 13 is this one here, but it doesn't come up. Huobi token doesn't come up, but at number 15, Tron does appear. And it does so at 0.38. And this thing was a wild ride in December. 1/25% or so, up to close to 3. Now down to between a third and 2/5. And then below that is Ethereum Classic and Dash, but they're not even showing up on. I just type in etc.d, not coming up. Dash.d, not coming up either. But we get the idea of the dominance.